I tell you what, if there's one thing I know about the mortgage business, it's that we love acronyms. It reminds me of a lesson that I got from my intermediate finance professor in college. He would throw out some complicated sounding term or acronym, then say what that really means is, then he'd explain it in a very simple manner, and then he'd end it with, we just give it a complicated name to keep outsiders out or to sound smart. In the mortgage business, acronyms are the nightmare of all of our spouses or significant others at company events because we're standing around talking about LTVs and DTIs and all that stuff. One of the most understood acronyms within the mortgage business is the LLPA. LLPA stands for Loan Level Pricing Adjustment. A loan level pricing adjustment is a risk-based fee assessed to mortgage borrowers using a conventional mortgage. Loan level pricing adjustments vary by borrower based off of loan traits such as LTV, credit score, loan purpose, occupancy, and number of units in the home. Borrowers often pay LLPAs in the form of higher mortgage rates. My processor would have said, what that really means is that we need to adjust the price of loans with different risk to pay for the risk. So someone with high risk features doesn't get the same price as somebody with low risk features, and the investors are rewarded for taking on the risk. I'm sure most of you are well aware that there have been pretty radical changes to the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac LLPA structure recently. Here's a heat map of the changes in the LLPA grid for conforming loans, which basically was them coming up and kicking a hornet's nest that made everybody mad. This change means that the FHFA improved the price hits for lower FICO borrowers, particularly those with less down, historically higher risk borrowers, and then they made them worse for a bunch of perceived higher quality borrowers with more down and higher FICOs. To a resounding chorus of, wait, what? From the industry? These changes went into effect on all loans delivered to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac after May 1st, 2023, which is an odd and uniquely specific rule, right? See, the thing is, when the agencies make these rules, they use a mental framework that's basically, look, there are way too many of all y'all out there. It gives me a headache. The bottom line is, Hoss, if you want to sell us some loans, you're going to do it our way. So we're going to set that date according to when you send the loan to us and we buy it. Y'all just go work the rest of that out amongst yourselves. In our world, what that means is that the loan must be locked, processed, underwritten, closed, funded, delivered, purchase conditions cleared, and bought by that date. 1 day, 1 hour late, whack. Which is why you typically see these LLPA charges creep in over time leading up to the changes. Well, the industry said that's not fair. You're making loans more expensive for people who have earned the right to a better price to the benefit of those that didn't. That's not fair. What the heck, buckaroo? The government's retort was essentially, please reference all of our previous statements about how historical external factors that can impact social conditions for many people. And also, this grid doesn't mean that the lower FICO down payment people are getting a better price than the people with higher FICOs. The grid is a change in hits. It's not the hits themselves. So people with better qualifications still have lower LLPAs. Which, interestingly, we live in a universe where both can be true. So those changes went into effect May 1st. Emboldened by this, the FHA was on a roll, so they said, hold my beer. They devised a plan to add more hits to the LLPA grids for borrowers over certain debt-to-income thresholds. The logic being that higher DTI borrowers are more risk, and making $3.2 billion last quarter isn't enough. So give me more money. To which the industry finally said, no, hell no. Ain't nobody got time for that. Because it's going to be a nightmare. I mean, you don't know, and no, the final DTI to like 3 decimals. I mean, all the way up to like 3 decimals until the very end. The insurance quote could come in a little bit higher, change the deductible, add something in, and now you are 43.001% DTI versus 43. Bang, price hit. You got to go resell it to the borrower 4 days before closing. Big problem. So the industry put its foot down. The Mortgage Bankers Association organized a big campaign to make it easy to email your congresspeople. Thank you to all of you out there who took 1.5 minutes to do this through the Mortgage Action Alliance. I mean, really, that is literally all it takes. They have a great platform for that. Pay attention to this stuff in the future. I might have done it twice. I'm not sure. But the big thing is, it worked. They rescinded the ruling. They canceled the DTI-based hit, thankfully, which is another example of why it is important to stay up to date on mortgage business happenings. Because this has happened like 3 or 4 times over the last 3 to 4 years where they got a dumb idea and we got it overturned, most notably when they just randomly wanted to add extra delivery fees a couple of years ago. Put it into effect, got to the date, rolled it back out. So this is what's going on with those LLPAs, and I hope it helps you understand it a little bit better.